Okay, so today we are going to talk about how to start a legitimate lawn care business right now, today. This is going to be the most in depth look at everything it takes from step one to the final step. And trust me, the final step might actually surprise you. So stick around until the end because you're going to want to see this. If you're brand new to the lawn care industry, you need to hear this. And if you've already been in the business, even for just a little while, you really need to hear this because what I'm about to cover might have the biggest impact on your business out of anything you've heard this year. And before we get into it, there are three essential things you need before starting a lawn care business because the difference between struggling and actually making money comes down to having the right tools from day one. First, you need a way to manage everything in one place: quotes, invoices, customer follow ups, without juggling spreadsheets or forgetting to send invoices. And for that, I recommend Quote IQ. It's designed to handle everything you need to stay organized and professional so you can focus on making money, not on the paperwork. It's the best business management software for the lawn care industry, so go check it out. Second, you need leads because without customers, you don't have business. A lot of people get stuck because they don't know how to find clients, but the truth is you don't have to figure all that out on your own. That's why I suggest using the lead generator. It helps bring in potential customers straight to you so you never have to scramble for work. And finally, you need insurance. It's one of those things that people don't really think about until something goes wrong, and by then, it's too late. Having the right coverage protects you from financial risk. I've linked a resource for insurance quotes down in the comment section and description, along with the best lawn care business software available and the lead generator. So now let's get into how to start a lawn care business. Before we get into mowing lawns and making money, let's talk about one of the most important but overlooked steps: understanding your service area. This right here is where most people mess up before they even start. You need to figure it out. Who lives in your area? What kind of properties are they going to be servicing? And more importantly, who actually pays for lawn care services? In most cases, it's going to be middle to upper middle class homeowners in suburban neighborhoods. These are people with disposable income, people who value convenience, and people who would rather pay someone else to maintain their lawn than do it themselves every single Saturday. But here is where it gets interesting. You have property managers, HOAs, real estate investors, and even small commercial properties that all need reliable lawn care, but most beginners never think about going after these accounts. So you should do this early on. Identify where the opportunity is. Drive around your city, look at which neighborhoods have well-maintained lawns and which ones are starting to get a little overgrown. You should look for neighborhoods with consistent yard sizes because that means consistent pricing. Look for communities where people are already hiring lawn care companies because that tells you there's money being spent. You just need to go capture some of it. A lot of people think they need to start in a nice area, but in reality, you just need an area where people value their time more than they value saving a few bucks. That's the customer base you're after. Now let's talk about what you actually need to get started, because I know this is the part that trips most people up. Everybody thinks you need some $15,000 zero-turn mower, a brand new enclosed trailer, and a brand new truck just to be taken seriously, but that's not true at all, not even close. You can start small and still make some real money because this business is about the work, not the flash. All you really need is a reliable setup. A good commercial push mower, something like a Toro Time Master or a Honda Commercial Series, is going to cost you around $900 to $1,200. That'll cut clean, fast, and it'll hold up under daily use. You pair that with a decent string trimmer, maybe a Stihl FS56 or an Eco SRM, and you're in the game for another $200 to $300. Add a backpack blower on, something in the range of $300 to $500, and now you've got a full setup that can handle full residential yards with no problem. If you already have a truck or an SUV with space in the back, you can start without even buying a trailer. But if you need one, you can usually find a used one for around $600 to $800, sometimes less if you're willing to negotiate or do a little rehab on it. I've seen people launch with everything they need for under $2,500, and I've also seen people pick up Facebook Marketplace and use gear and start for under $1,500. People think that the startup cost is what's holding them back, but that's just an excuse. The truth is you can be fully in business, ready to take on customers with a small investment and a strong work ethic. And most of the guys out here making six figures in lawn care, they're still using basic equipment. It's not about the brand name on your mower. It's about how fast you show up, how good the yard looks when you leave, and how consistent you are week in and week out. This is a business where you start lean, make money, and upgrade as you go. You don't need perfect gear. You need gear that works and gets you paid. Period. So now let's talk about how much you can actually charge, and more importantly, how much you can make doing this. Most residential lawn care jobs, your standard bi-weekly or weekly mowing, are going to land somewhere between $40 and $60 per yard, depending on the size of the property and the area you're in. In more competitive markets, you might come in a little lower, but in higher income areas, you can even charge up to $75 to $100 per lawn if you position yourself right and your work speaks for itself. Now, here's where it gets interesting. These aren't one-off jobs like some other industries. Lawn care is all about recurring revenue. You're not just doing a job and never hearing from that customer again. You're getting weekly or bi-weekly clients that pay you every single month, all season long. That's the real game changer in this business. Consistent income you can count on. Now, let's say you just have 25 regular clients, each paying you an average of $55 a week. That's almost $1,400 a week, every single week. Multiply that out across a month, and you're sitting at $5,500 a month just from mowing. And that's not including upsells like fertilization, mulch installs, bush trimmings, or aeration, all the extra services that will add profit without much extra time. And if you start picking up a few commercial accounts, that's even better. Property managers and small businesses 300, 500, and sometimes even over $1,000 a month for reliable services because they need their locations looking clean and professional. And once you lock those in, these contracts usually last all year long, not just during the growing season. This is one of those businesses where the more consistent you are, the more money you make. You don't need 200 customers, you need 20 to 30 loyal ones, and that alone can bring you in full-time income on a part-time schedule. And don't forget, this business is scalable. If you want to stay solo, you can, but if you want to grow a crew, add in a second route, or double your revenue, you can do that too. The earning potential in lawn care is only limited by how much you want to take on. Now, let's talk about what actually matters most when you're ready to go, and that's how to get customers. You can have the best mower in the world, the cleanest trailer, the most polished logo, but if nobody knows your business exists, none of it matters. You have to learn how to get in front of people who actually need your service and are willing to pay for it. Now, the good news is you don't need a fancy marketing degree to do this. You just need to know how to get attention in the right places. And the first step is always the same. Let people know you exist. One of the easiest ways to do this is by starting out and putting out bandit signs in high traffic areas, those simple lawn signs that say something like lawn care starting at $40, call now. You'd be shocked at how many people will pick up the phone just from that. Signs are cheap, they work, and you don't need a website or a big ad budget to make it happen. Next is flyers and door hangers. Go into the neighborhoods you actually want to service, walk up, drop off your flyer or a door hanger with your phone number, pricing, and a clean offer. Something like first cut $10 off or weekly servicing starting at $45. It's simple, it's local, and it works. And of course, Facebook is your friend in this business. Post in local groups, post on your personal page, and ask your friends and family to share it. You don't need to run a complicated ad campaign to get clients. Most people just want to see that you're real, you show up, and you care about the work. Once you get a few customers under your belt, word of mouth becomes your biggest weapon. A happy client is going to tell their neighbor, and that neighbor is going to ask for your number. Before you know it, you've got a whole street booked. And if you really want to stand out, start collecting before and after pictures at every single job. Post them on Facebook, Instagram, Google Business, everywhere. People want to see results. And when they see you take a rough looking yard and make it look clean, striped, and professional, you instantly look more legit. You don't need to be some marketing expert to get lawn care clients. You just need to be visible, consistent, and follow up. People will call you, and when you pick up the phone, that's your opportunity to turn it into money. Now, let's talk about something that most people overlook, and that's how to actually stand out from your competition. The reality is there are already 100 guys in your city mowing grass. Some of them have been doing it for years. Some of them undercut prices, don't show up, or do sloppy work, and still get calls. So how do you separate yourself and build a business that people remember? It's not just about cutting the grass. Anyone can mow a lawn, but not everyone shows up on time. Not everyone answers the phone, and not everyone leaves the yard looking sharp and leaves the customer feeling like they just hired a pro. And I promise you, those little things matter more than you think. You want to be the business that shows up in a clean shirt, gives a clear quote, stripes the lawn straight, edges the sidewalks clean, blows everything off afterwards, and leaves the property looking better than when you found it. That's how you build a reputation fast. In communication, that's also huge. Most of your competition will ghost customers, forget appointments, or never send a quote. If you just respond fast, follow up, and do what you said you were going to do, you're already in the top 10% of lawn care businesses in your area. And again, having a business management software like QuoteIQ makes quoting, pricing, and follow-ups as easy as possible. So make sure to check out QuoteIQ for free with the first link in the description. Another easy way to stand out is branding. That doesn't mean you need a professionally wrapped truck or a customer uniform right away, but a clean logo, a consistent name, and some well-designed yard signs and flyers will add trust because people notice those little details. And if you really want to separate yourself, start building an online presence. Set up a simple Google business profile. It's free and really only takes about 20 minutes to create. Post your before and after pictures on it. Ask happy clients to leave you reviews. It's easy, and most of your competition won't bother doing it, which is exactly why you should. You can also set up a website, which may sound like a struggle because you don't know coding or design, but that's why I made this video right here, where you can make a professional looking website for your lawn care business in under 60 seconds for super cheap. There's no coding or tech skills, so go check out that video if you want to build a simple, good-looking website. But at the end of the day, this business isn't just about lawn care. It's about how you make people feel when they hire you. When you show up professionally, communicate clearly, and deliver high-quality work, That's what keeps clients coming back. And that's when neighbors start asking for your number. And that's what builds long-term income. And the best part of all of this, none of this takes extra money. It just takes intention. That's what most people miss. But if you focus on the right things, you'll stand out faster than you think. Now, let's talk about where this business can actually take you, because mowing lawns might be where you want to start, but it's not where you want to stay. At first, yeah, you're going to be out there pushing a mower, trimming grass, and handling everything yourself. And that's how most people start. But once you get those first 20 or 30 clients and you've built some steady monthly income, then you start to realize this business doesn't just have to be forever. You can start bringing on help, hiring part-time crew members, and building a second route. You can go from 5K a month solo to 10K to 15 to 20K per month just by adding more properties and bringing in help to handle your workload. And the cool part is you already know how to do every piece of this business by that point. So training someone else becomes really simple. Some people choose to remain small, keep it lean, and stay solo because the margins are good. But others scale up, build teams, and invest in better equipment, and go after bigger commercial contracts that pay thousands of dollars every month per location. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It just depends on your goals. You control the pace. If you want to keep it small, you can. If you want to go all in and turn this into a six-figure operation, you can also do that. And once you've got the systems in place, repeat customers, a team, dependable marketing, and a strong reputation, something that you could sell, something that you could step away from, something that gives you the real freedom. That's what most people don't think about when they first start their lawn care businesses. But it's exactly where this business can lead you if you stick with it. So that's everything you need to know about starting a lawn care business in 2025. From the very first step to exactly how you can grow it into something that makes you some real money. Whether you want to keep it simple and stay solo or scale it into a full-time operation with a team, the opportunity is sitting right in front of you. People are always going to need their lawns cut. The demand is always going to be there. And the best part is you don't need a huge budget. You don't need some fancy equipment, and you don't need anyone's permission to start. You need to take action. And if you got any value out of this video, do me a favor, drop a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe if you want more breakdowns just like this. I make a ton of helpful videos for people like you about lawn care, business marketing, and a bunch of different topics that will help you bring in more money to your business, like how to start a lawn care business website in 60 seconds without any coding or tech skills. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.